Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, December 30th, 2024. Last couple of days of 2024 by this calendar, isn't it? This is when I do my monthly peek ahead video uh, for entertainment purposes, but hey, sometimes I get close to some good information for you, and I'm going to do it again. This is probably the video where I do the least amount of research because I'm just going to let the cards speak to us, and we'll see what the universe wants us to know. Now, here's how I will set up the video. It's similar to what I've done in past months. First of all, I listened to your comments. We're using two decks. So even though I only use six cards for each region that I ask about in the peek ahead video, and I personally feel like there's enough cards in the deck that we still get accurate information. I'm using two decks. I listened to you. So we're going to use two decks, one for the United States, one for elsewhere. And then I'll explain the cards as we go, what their placement means. And if you've watched this before, you'll kind of know before it happens because there's nothing other than the fact that I'm using two decks. Nothing's really changed about the setup and how we do it. Okay, so I am going to switch the camera and we are going to be asking the universe for insights and information about the upcoming month of January 2025 on this current timeline. And we're asking for that information to be events that can be observed, seen, felt, understood. So, it doesn't do us much good to learn that there's things going on in the background if we can't confirm that for ourselves. So I want to look at observable and tangible type of information that the universe has for us. So that's one of the caveats that I'll be doing as I do this read. So let's switch the camera and get to it and see what the universe wants us to know about January 2025. All right, here we are. Our top row with the gold cards, gold foil cards, is going to be the deck that is used for information about the United States. So I shuffled them before we started, got them mixed up really good, made sure they were ready to go to work. I'll do a few more so you know that we are truly letting the universe inform us, and I'm not doing any of the selection myself. Okay, I'm going to put it here as I put these out. Okay, so our first card is the Knight of Wands. Second card is the Five of Cups. Third card is the Moon. Fourth card is the Ten of Pentacles. And the fifth card is our Queen of Swords. Now, for elsewhere on the planet, we'll let the universe decide where that elsewhere might be. Let's see what's going on. Okay, well, I'm going to hold these up so they're not in the way till I can set them down. Our first card is the Ten of Pentacles. So, showed up in both decks. Maybe it is good that I use both of them. Okay, our next card is the Two of Swords. Then we have Strength. We have the Chariot. Lots of major arcanas for elsewhere. And we have the Empress. Lots of major arcanas going on for elsewhere. And I would think, of course, I tend to be, US centric, that with our upcoming inauguration event, that would be, we'd be getting the major arcanas. Now let's take a look at these cards here because we got an unusual draw for the United States, especially. Our first card is always what to expect. Overall, what can you expect? Okay. Then we're going to get it clarified a little bit with the second card. This is for both rows. Our third card is going to talk about hidden influences. Okay. Then our fourth card is our advice card. And our fifth card is potential outcome, especially if you keep that advice in mind. Then at the end of it, I'll take a sixth card that just is keep your focus on for both of the regions once we kind of, if we narrow down where we're talking about, especially in the elsewhere line. So let's see what we've got here, what we can expect in the United States. First of all, this is a white hat type of card. We're going to have a lot of events going on that include a military presence, even if it's just security focused on things like that. Why? Because there is some sadness, some hijinks that are planned. And so like with our upcoming presidential inauguration, there is just lots of plans to make sure that any shenanigans that are planned don't have the result that is hoped for by the shenanigans gang. Okay. Now here's something, the hidden influence. We've had a major passing that is influencing something, these events that's going on. So this is our card that talks about hidden influence. So a hidden influence for January is the fact that there has been a notable leaving of the playing field of somebody who had an impact that was broad in nature. Okay, so now let's look at our advice card. Our advice card is to first of all, focus on family with the 10 of Pentacles. That's going to say the same thing pretty much as far as what its meaning is, but it's going to be in different places with these two rows. So focus on the family. We've got reason to celebrate and to be really happy about events, even though the moon's showing up and the moon talks about some loss and sadness, and so does this. That's more that like I said, shenanigans are planned, the white hats are on it, and there's been a notable passing. I heard we had someone leave the earthly plane that was definitely in the shenanigans gang recently. I don't know if that'll come to light publicly because I was asking for public observable things, but it's reassuring that we're told our advice card is focus on family. We've got reason to celebrate, and possibly some financial celebration is involved here, maybe with some stabilized pricing and hopefully more than that, but we'll find out as time goes on. Now, the potential outcome. If you focus on events, keep yourself positive, understand that yes, things have happened. And there's, like I said, there's a notable passing that has made us have reason to be happy. And I'm not thinking about how they just announced that Jimmy Carter passed away, but I think there might be somebody else. So we're getting told that. The final card here, our potential outcome if we do, Queen of Wands, pardon me, Swords. And she is talking about clear thinking. She's strong. We've got strong patience. We've got what it takes to get us through the month with some really good positive attitudes going on. Okay. So again, we've got some events going on. January is going to have a sense of adventure to it. And part of that is the readiness to counter any plans. Okay, now let's look down here at the elsewhere card. First of all, elsewhere on the world, we've got the 10 of Pentacles showing up again. This card doesn't really have a negative connotation. Again, it's talking about all generations benefiting in a good way from something tangible. Usually, Pentacles are tangible items, whether it's real estate, land, gold, silver, things you can put your hands on. There's going to be some cause for celebration. Okay, now the clarifier for that is there's been some waiting for some good news going on if you're elsewhere on the planet. Okay, I know my neighbors to the north are hoping there's a resignation that's coming along, and you've just felt like you've got a waiting game going on in a lot of ways. But that wait is just about over, and the celebration time is just about on for you guys. Okay, now our hidden influence, strength. Okay, the strength card. Yeah, it's a major arcana. Nothing negative about it. It means what it says, strength. Okay, and your advice is the Chariot. Chariot is a card of kind of triumph. I think in January, we may see a major resignation on the political front. I would hope it's my neighbors to the north. I hope Mr. Castro does it, but I'm also getting a nudge here that there's more going on with France and Germany. So, but whatever it is, it all works towards the cause of triumph. Okay. Now, keep your focus on the Empress. Okay. Now, this is a card of nurturing, a card of life and celebration of life. So, you guys, pardon me, let me back up. The Chariot is your advice card, and this is your potential outcome. Getting ahead of myself here. Okay, so with the Chariot card, again, it's justice. It's just know that there's some moving and shaking going on here, guys. And like I said, I'm kind of thinking we're going to see in January at least one more major um, resignation going on the political front. And I would keep my eye on these three locations again. Germany, France, and Canada, okay, to see what happens in those specific areas. And then the potential outcome if you do the Empress, just like, the celebration here in the life, there's going to be an improvement of circumstances starting in January for other spots on the planet. Absolutely. Now, let's get our two keep your focus on cards. For the United States, the advice to keep your focus on is the Queen of Pentacles. And that's telling us that just understand we have reason to be at peace. This is a card of abundance. We are going to see some increase in our fortunes and good things happening in January. Absolutely, absolutely. And then a satisfaction card. So there's nothing negative about this. Keep your focus on the fact that January is going to roll out despite the doomers and the fact that there will be some major events. There is reason to just, stay in your peaceful bubble as far as your emotions go. Again, never let the tail wag the dog and don't buy into any fear porn. And put your energy to manifesting, again, a stop to any shenanigans that are planned. A thank you to the universe for slowly ridding this earthly plane of some really negative uh, individuals. And we've got reason to celebrate. Now, keep your focus on for elsewhere. Your card is the Six of Pentacles. And that's a card of generosity, but that's done in such a way that you don't overextend yourself. Now, if you notice, I had to turn this. It looks like the card was upside down in the deck. I normally read cards right side up. If they show up upside down, it still means the upright, meaning it just means the energy is a little bit stuck. Okay? So again, there's going to be if you keep this, I'm trying to back up here and think, okay, so your advice is triumph, things are moving, okay, life has improved. And if you keep that in your thoughts and focus, and then keep your focus on, again, so manage your money if you're elsewhere in the world. And if you are generous and you're urged to be generous, do so in a way that you can afford. Don't overextend yourself. So that would be, I would say, that's keep your focus on. In other words, watch the money systems. Don't spend it before it's really physically available to you. Okay. None of those payday loans that might not make sense to people outside the United States, but we have a lot of places that offer that for people. So, just sensible with your money, but generous with others to the extent that you can do it. All right. So that's it for our peek ahead for January 2025. So let's recap. We did a peek ahead at January 2025. For the United States, there was indication that there's a lot of preparation going on for events that are planned for January, including the upcoming inauguration of our president-elect. There was the reason they're on it is because there have been some credible threats and some plans for false flappy things. And so care is being taken, utmost care, to make sure events have a happy outcome. The hidden influence. There has been a political figure, I would say politically connected figure, who has passed away, and so the deep state has lost a major player. And I'm not saying that that's Mr. Carter at all. So somebody has passed away and their passing has left a void and it's made it possible for the fact that there can be readiness and a moving forward. The advice for the United States was there's going to be some financial good news happening in January. It could be as simple as stabilized pricing and what have you, but watch for those first days in office to see what 47 comes up with for our benefit. And the outcome, if we do, we're just going to be really glad that we had clear thinking, that we didn't get wrapped up in what ifs and, the black pills and type of things like that. So that was really good. And then keep your focus on for January. We had the Queen of Pentacles. Keep your focus on again. It looks like some care with financial matters absolutely going on. And then just know that there's a chance we're going to be really happy with news that rolls out as the month goes on. Elsewhere in the world, and it seemed like it was specifically focused on, to me, Canada, Germany, and France. There's going to be some good financial news for elsewhere in the world. Absolutely going on. And they've been the reason they've been on hold waiting for some good news for quite some time. There's been people that are just anxious for certain parties to resign or, step down, things like that. The hidden influence, strength. There has been an energy shift and change in our world. And because of that, there is a reduction in negative and evil energy. Absolutely. So that the things that are going to start rolling out in January, they can't be stopped. The advice card for elsewhere was the Chariot. And the Chariot is a card of triumph and a card too of things moving. So look for some moves to happen. Okay, for some, I don't think it'd be like political boundary lines or things like that, but for some moves to happen in the month. And then the outcome, if you keep your focus on looking for those good events, those things that we're getting hints at here, you're going to be really happy if you do. And just the Empress showed up for the outcome, and Empress is a beautiful card that's just life-filled, joy-filled, and I love it. Absolutely. So that's it for the peek ahead video for January 2025 for the United States and then elsewhere. And we let the universe decide where elsewhere might be. So I thank you so much for your time and attention. I will be here with a video tomorrow is my plan on New Year's Eve. My daughter she's on call, so can't celebrate. I might need to drive and get my grandson if she gets called in. So, or if I do, I'll have my New Year's toast at lunchtime or something instead. I thought about that. I did. I thought, well, maybe I could raise a toast at noon on a video and share it with you guys or something like that because I don't dare, do it later in the evening in case I have to drive. So we'll see, but I do plan to be here tomorrow. So if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish you everything bright, whether it's outcomes or outlooks or whatever. Until next time, bye.